Hello, I'm Andrew, and in this video series we'll be discussing the concept of value chains. Now, value chains are an important conversation element for when we're discussing strategy. So if we go through layers of execution, starting with strategy, then going to understanding, and then getting into the details of our processes or our business change that we want to go through, the value chain area sits quite between scope as well as understanding. So it's a good exercise to set up overall context so that we can start getting the stakeholders engaged in early conversations without getting into unnecessary details too early and too soon. The toolkit that I'll be showing in this series it's a value chain tool. It's a little different from the Porter value chain, which is typically for a supply chain of changing raw materials into a product. It's also a little different than value streams or user story mapping, although we can go to those levels after working through the overall value chain. So it's not that it's incongruent with these other types of context diagrams that you see out there. It's just the way that I'm presenting it. It's going to be a little bit different, so hopefully you'll enjoy the differences with this. The tool set that I'm presenting here is meant to be simple. Simple in such a way that it conveys the information. It can be very detailed information, but it conveys it in a way that's quite accessible without being too simplistic. Also, as far as accessibility is concerned, it's great for us mere mortals who are not detail level engineers or technical architects to be able to understand these concepts without really getting into the weeds and having that conversation bogged down. Which brings us to the third point, is we want to complete these exercises within we'll call Agile Timeframes. And what we mean by that is maybe a few hours to go through the exercise, but definitely we don't want to extend into days or even weeks. In today's marketplace where things are moving so fast, to go to that level of detail so soon without appropriate validation can be very dangerous, meaning time is wasted if we make the wrong assessment without going through the proper ways of collecting data, like for example talking with the customers and asking if it's something that they want. But at least starting with the value chain, we can begin those conversations and see where we are going to position the overall priorities within our business. So what I'll start doing is in the next video, I'll go through setting up the value chain. We start with this blank canvas here, and as we step through the series, we'll start filling in some features of this canvas, and we may iterate and change it a couple of times. So first, I'll just go through the high-level pieces that we want to do in the next video. Then, as I keep saying, we do our flow first, and then we'll do our detail next.